weeks, they've proven not to be that great of a division. Your division leader currently is the Chicago Bears.
Well, because the Chicago Bears got Khalil Mack.
0-16. Huh? What's that?
The Chicago Bears got Khalil Mack. That's all it takes.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, and then the Bills are going to troll that Kirk Cousins. Once you get trolled by the Buffalo Bills, the team that should be 0-16, it's time to call it. It's time to call it quits. If someone in their locker room, a guy I've never even heard of, just starts yelling, "You like that? Ooh-wee," then yeah, it's over for you.
Yeah, I mean, look, bad loss by Minnesota. Nothing redeeming about it. Don't hit panic button yet, but you got to respond. And I think that's basically it from the game. Also,
yeah, you got to move on.
You shouldn't lose your faith in God based on a football game.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
All right, so next we're going to talk about the return of Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis-Philadelphia game. Carson Wentz looked good those first drives. When he came back, looked really good, was making passes, making some plays, and then kind of fell off. What do you think about this game? I think, Philly ended up winning by like 4 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 20-16.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I believe it's 20-16. Andrew Luck, dude, I think he is so hurt. I don't think he can play.
Did you see how
anymore?
They brought in Jacoby Brissett for the Hail Mary play.
Yeah, that's because he doesn't have the arm strength to get it to the end zone anymore. And then, I mean, even when he was playing regular, he was like regular snaps. He's not doing anything. He's getting out of the pocket. He has his legs a little bit, but he's making a few intelligent plays, but he's not winning football games. He's basically a mediocre passer. He's not going to win you a football game. This is not the old Andrew Luck. I mean, how many years has he missed now? 2-3 years?
It's been 2. Should he go back to doing book clubs?
Yeah, he definitely needs a book club. That's for sure. He needs to get his head out of it. He needs to read up Stephen King. He needs Harbaugh back. I'm sure Harbaugh at Michigan's about to lose his job anyway. So, I mean, there's 2 guys that are unemployed right there. They can find somewhere to go.
Yeah,
maybe send them both to San Francisco. They had one Harbaugh had success at San Francisco, and Andrew Luck had success at Stanford. I mean, there's a match in heaven.
I think it's interesting. Clearly, his shoulder isn't 100%. I don't know if that is a good sign in the fact that he's able to do what he's done with a not 100% shoulder, or a bad sign in that it's never going to be like it was.
I don't think it's ever going to be like it was. I mean, it's bad. He's had so much time to rehabilitate and get better. And then the Indianapolis Colts organization keeps hiding information about how bad, really bad.
Yeah. So I think that if, going forward, you still give them time. You still let it happen. I think the Colts need to work on their flaws as far as they've addressed their offensive line in the draft. But on top of that, they just need to get better skill players. They need to get better in almost every single facet of the game. And I let Andrew Luck this season play out, and then I decide if a new quarterback is the approach. But I think the main thing for them right now is they need players, they need talent other than a quarterback.
I think they do have T.Y. Hilton. I'll give T.Y. Hilton. I don't think T.Y. Hilton has enough credit in this league. He's one of the better players in the league. And I don't think he has the quarterback to show how talented he is.
Yeah, but for how many years? He's getting up there.
He is getting old. He's been there for a while. I mean, that's the thing, dude. They got to rebuild the offensive line. They got to rebuild the defense. They got a lot of things to rebuild. They got a young defense.
Mm-hmm. But I think you let this season play out. You figure out the holes you need to fill, and then you go after the quarterback situation.
I got one more question. Do you think this says a lot about the Eagles and where they're at? Because I think the Colts are not a good team, and I think the Eagles really struggled with them. Does this say something about the Eagles?
I think this does say something about the Eagles. I think it should be understood that, J.J.'s out.
The wide receivers are
banged up. Clement was their running back, but he was not healthy. He was not 100%. They are injuries have happened to them, And this is Carson Wentz's first game back. I do think that you gotta show up. This was a statement game. You gotta show up. You gotta really play well against Indianapolis, a team that looks to be maybe the worst team in the AFC South. And they did not look like Super Bowl champs. And I don't know if that's, it's hard to get motivated off of winning a Super Bowl or because of injuries, but the way they played is not going to take them all the way.
I got a question. Do you think it's because they didn't go to the White House? Donald Trump has shooters in there just entering players, Tanya Harding style, hitting them with little billy clubs in the legs?
I think if a situation like that were to occur, Donald Trump would not be smart enough to oversee it, and it would be Putin who would take offense to it. And Putin would be like sending Russian goons after him.
How dare he disrespect the
How dare he disrespect that person I disrespect? I don't know if the White House has too much to do with this.
I'm going to say it's the White House, Chris. You don't go to the White House, you're going to struggle. If they don't make the playoffs, the
White House.
He's going to get us a lot of clout. He'll retweet us, and we'll be like the biggest podcast in America.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down for clout chasing.
I'm all about the clout.
All right, so we'll move on. We'll talk about Green Bay versus Washington. Washington ended up winning that, even though Green Bay was favored. How much of this Green Bay loss do you attribute to Rodgers not being 100%, and how much of it do you attribute to Washington being the better team?
I think Green Bay's a better team. I think I underestimated the Redskins. I will give the Redskins that. I think I underestimated them. Alex Smith's doing what he has to do. What's the running back's name? What's the running back's name in Washington? Thompson, right?
Cool. Yeah. That was it last year. I haven't seen. Is that their running back this year?
I believe it's Chris Thompson. He's running the ball really well. AP's running the ball really well.
AP is the guy that was running it.
They're
got
splitting
scores.
the
Yeah.
It's Chris Thompson, I believe. But anyway, they're playing really well. Jordan Reed's healthy finally in a long time. I'm going to be honest. I think the Redskins, they're the team to beat in the NFC East. I hate to say that. I don't like the Redskins because I like the Cowboys so much. I don't like the Redskins, but I think they're the team to beat in the NFC East this year. They've been the team that's been most consistent. I mean, their 2 wins have come over. The Packers aren't bad, and a really bad Cardinals team. They struggled last week, but they're the team to beat. Alex Smith he's going to win you games, or I don't know if he's going to win you games, but he ain't going to lose you a game.
Yeah, I like Alex Smith. We talked about this last year. Alex Smith, maybe he game manages from time to time, but he's a guy that doesn't make mistakes with the ball. And especially nowadays in the NFL, that's what you need. You just need guys that don't make mistakes. And he's one of those. I think, especially after seeing what Kirk Cousins is doing in Minnesota,
yeah,
Alex Smith is a definite plus over him. And Washington was a decent team last year. I think they're going to be a better team this year. It's just so tough. I don't know what's going to happen in the NFL. So right now, I think Washington's in a good position, and we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think let's get in the big news from this game, the Clay Matthews stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a clip. Do you want me to go ahead and play it?
Yeah, go ahead and play the clip. I'll talk about it more. I mean, Clay Matthews, 3 weeks in a row, the roughing the passer thing. He's been tagged for the roughing the passer. He's putting the body weight on the quarterback last 3 weeks. The Dolphins had an issue this week with William Hayes.
Yeah,
he avoid landing on the quarterback, and he tore his ACL. He's out for the year.
I
want to say the Monday night game, there was at least four roughing the passers, there was more than that. There was more than 4 roughing the passers. There's at least 4 that should not have been called.
Yeah.
This is just getting ridiculous. It's starting to – I hate to be like the person just like put the quarterback in flags, put it around the waist now. Like just make him pull the flag because I'm tired of seeing this awful officiating and costing a team 15 yards just for tackling a player.
So let me play the clip, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it.
All right.
penalty, just your reaction?
Well, obviously I don't agree with it again. Whereas last week I thought I did it, it hit the quarterback correctly. Head was to the side again, wrapped him up. And you see, as soon as I hit the ground, you see me try and pull my hands out. Obviously when you're tackling a guy from the front, you're going to land on him. I understand the spirit of the rule. I said that, weeks prior. But when you have a hit like that, that's a football play. I even went up to Alex Smith after the game, asked him, what do you think? What can I do differently? Because that's a football play. And of course, like I said last week, the NFL's going to come back, so I put my body on him. But that's a football play. I hit him from the front, got my head across, wrapped up.
Are you replaying the video?
Yeah.
And somebody without any hands, when he gives himself up, as soon as you hit him, your body weight's going to go on him.
Oh.
That took Aaron out last year. That little extra. If I wanted to hurt him, I could have put some extra on him. But that's football. So I don't know. I really don't know. Unfortunately, this league's going in a direction I think a lot of people don't like. I think they're getting soft. And the only thing hard about this league is the fines that they levy down on guys like me who play the game hard. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to keep playing hard. Maybe now pass rushers, guys getting after quarterback, you just have to attack the ball, which is, I've been playing this game for over 20 years. That's how you tackle. So we'll see. I mean, something's got to change because, the league's not. And these are big plays. Like I said last week, these are big plays. So disappointed. I tried to change from last week and still get the flag. So.
All right, that basically wraps it up. I would like to say all these roughing the passer flags, something's got to change. I think the league is the thing that definitely has to change. I think for things, especially what we saw with that Jason Pierre-Paul roughing the passer play earlier where he touched Big Ben's head and went down, I think the league suspend him for one game immediately. You'd see a lot. That would cut it out completely, where you lose your quarterback for a game if he's seen to flop or whatever. That would immediately cut it out. I also think that there should be somebody in New York who should be ruling on the validity of, was that play trying to injure him, or I'm not somebody in New York, but someone watching the replay. Was that play a malicious play? Was it with the intent to injure? And if it wasn't, they should call down to him, say, hey, no, redact that flag. I don't think it takes that long.
Yeah, I agree. It's just such a hard concept. If you can't tackle the quarterback hard or put your weight on him, it's really ridiculous. I understand you don't want to injure him, but you need to be able to hit the quarterback to make him feel uncomfortable. It's a part of the game, and it's just, you can't just continue to protect the quarterback because you think he's the biggest asset to the NFL and he's going to make you dollars.
Yeah.
It ruins the game, and it makes for awful plays like this where Clay Matthews is getting 15 yards for plays that should not be penalties.
That's what I was going to say too. It's clearly them seeing, hey, quarterbacks throwing the ball like this makes us money, so who cares what else happens? We have to make sure they don't get hit. I thought would have been interesting, and I know he's not going to do it, but I wonder what would have happened if Clay Matthews was like, you know what, this isn't the game I played, and hung it up. Because that would have been a huge backlash. I know it's not going to happen, but I think something of that magnitude needs to happen because the NFL doesn't care. I mean, a defensive lineman just tore his ACL. He might not come back from that ever. His career might be over. Just because the NFL was thinking about making more money that ultimately is not going to change their lives. The owners and Goodell. And I think that there should be some type of backlash, and I'm sure views are going to be hurt at some point because of this, but I don't know if it's going to be soon enough.
I agree. I don't don't know. There's not really much you can do about this. You got to change the rule. You cannot just the body weight rule is just ridiculous. Like, if it's clear and obvious that he's trying to injure the players, I liked your thing about someone coming from New York or wherever, the office